Men's basketball matchup, which features the Falcons of Bowling Green and the Huskies of NIU. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Caden Knapp. I'm thrilled to be joined by Sam Morris, and Mac plays rolling right along.
Yeah, it's going to be a great contest here today. Like you said, Mac plays rolling right along here, and BG and NIU are really close in the standings here, so it should be a good one.
Yep, the Falcons enter this game with a record of 8-8 overall, 2-3 in the conference. That's good for 8th in the MAC. NIU right behind them at 7-9, 1-4 in the MAC, and that puts them out to number 10 in the standings. Now, NIU, it's been kind of rough as of late for them. They've lost 4 consecutive after defeating Toledo by 1 point to open up MAC play. So this is a big game for them.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of optimism for them after beating Toledo to start off their MAC play. But as you said, they lost 4 straight right after that loss, or after that win, to Toledo, losing to Ohio, Akron, Western, and then Miami. So this is a big game for them if they want to get back on track and back into tournament contention.
And then look at the Falcons as well. They picked up their first road win of the year last Wednesday. They defeated Ohio handily, and that was a big win for them after they lost to Miami, Ohio, and Buffalo in consecutive games. It's, Play for K night, pink game for breast cancer, so this is a big game for them, really get the ball rolling.
Yeah, it's a great scene here, obviously honoring and supporting breast cancer here in the Stroh Center. So it's a really good environment to be a part of right now. They got pink, it looks like pom-poms, I think, all over the chairs. So really cool environment to be in right now, and it's hopefully going to be a great contest here for Bowling Green.
Yeah, hopefully they get the win out here. The Falcons enter this game averaging 69.6 points per game. That number's kind of fluctuated, it feels like. It was up over 70 for a little bit, and then it dropped down under that, where it is right now. And then they just got back over in points per game compared to points allowed per game. They're now at 68.6 points per game. And, you look at NIU right with them, 68.4 points per game allowed.
Yeah, so obviously the offenses and defense are very, as you said, Caden, very comparable. And like we said, it should be a close matchup because of that. Bowling Green, like you said, that points per game has been fluctuating all year. They've had some games like against St. Bonaventure when they put up over 90, but then other games where they've struggled to score. So we'll see if they can be the kind of offense that they were against Ohio here today against Northern Illinois.
And looking at the Falcons, there's 2 players that I feel like really make this team click, and that's Lexi Fleming and Erica Porter. When they both have a great game, the team plays very well as well. And the reason for that is Lexi Fleming, a big presence from outside range and mid-range, and then you have Erica Porter, who's huge underneath. Erica Porter has, had her ups and downs. She hasn't scored over 10 points in a little bit. The team's 2-5 when she scores 7 or less this year. They're 4-2 when she scores double-digit points.
Yeah, I think you said it perfectly. They really need to get Erica Porter the ball. When she is getting the ball, she is 41st in the country in field goal percentage at 54.5% down there. So I think they really need to get her the ball inside. And like you said, Lexi Fleming, such a versatile scorer, being able to score the 3 and being able to score the mid-range jump shot.
And, of course, also both are very big leaders. The big storyline entering today is Lexi Fleming is 1 point away from reaching 1,000 career points. This is her 82nd career game here wearing an orange and brown jersey as Bowling Green runs out into the floor.
Yeah, that's amazing when you got those 2 fifth-year seniors like that, giving them a veteran presence, especially when you have a couple freshmen on this team getting some playing time. Getting those fifth-year seniors in here and really helping the young guys out is a great presence for Bowling Green. And like you said, Lexi Fleming just needs 1 more point to break that record. My prediction is that she will get the first bucket of the game here today.
Bold prediction right on air. I wouldn't really say that's too bold of a prediction either, because they're going to be feeding her the basketball, trying to get her over that career milestone. And looking at the Huskies, they have 2 players, one with Bowling Green connections and Brooke Stonebreaker, and then you have Shelby Coker. Those are really the leaders for their team. Stonebreaker 17 blocks this year.
Yeah, Stonebreaker has just been a dynamic force down there at the center position this season. And like we talked about, similar to Erica Porter, being a fifth-year student, a grad student for Brooke Stonebreaker, she's going to be huge for Northern Illinois if they're going to want to pull off this win.
Yeah, the experience definitely going out there. This is matchup number 51 for these 2 squads. We're going to step aside, and then when we return, we're going to tell you guys our keys to the game. This is WBGU 88.1 FM.
Hey everybody, Rachel Ray here. Nothing brings a bigger smile to my face than cooking up a big meal for the whole family and lots of friends. But there's not enough room at my table for the 17 million kids in our country who struggle with hunger. That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks collects surplus food to give hope to hungry kids. But they can't do it without your help. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
A message from Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Nearly 1 in 2 U.S. adults have high blood pressure. That's why it's important to self-monitor your blood pressure in 4 easy-to-remember steps. It starts with a monitor. Be next to talk to your doctor about your blood pressure numbers. Get down with your blood pressure. Self-monitoring is power. Visit managerbp.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the American Heart Association, and the American Medical Association, in partnership with the Office of Minority Health and Health Resources and Services Administration.
Underwriting sponsorships on Northwest Ohio's community radio station are now available. Get your business's information out to the local community and show your support for 88.1 FM. For more information regarding underwriting sponsorship at WBGU, visit bgfalconmedia.com. Thanks for your continued support of everything we do here at WBGU 88.1 FM, Northwest Ohio's community radio station.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to Bowling Green, Ohio, here for NIU and BGSU. It's women's basketball. There was a men's basketball game earlier today. The men's team took on Eastern Michigan. They lost 68-62 in that one. And Sam, you want to take us through your keys to the game?
Yeah, for sure, Caden. So I got a couple keys to the game here for BG and NIU. The first one for BG is that they really need to limit their turnovers. They've had high turnover margins all season, 17.8 turnovers per game on the season for Bowling Green, so they really need to limit their turnovers, especially down low. We talked about Brooke Stonebreaker being a dynamic force down there. Her combined with Brooke Blumenfeld, have combined for 25 blocks and 17 steals in the paint, so that's going to be a huge key to the game. The second one would be that they need to play good perimeter defense. Northern Illinois is 44th in the country in three-point percentage at just over 35% from deep. And the third key to the game is that Bowling Green really needs to rebound well. They have a rebound advantage over NIU this season, with the Huskies rebounding 36.9 times per game, and Bowling Green is up at 38.3. So even though the Huskies have a little bit of a height advantage down there with both of the Brooks, I think Bowling Green should be able to rebound well today, and that's going to be a huge key in them winning this game.
Yeah, it definitely will be, and that's something that Coach Shamil made sure to emphasize in his practices over the last few days is, taking care of that basketball, making sure you hold in those rebounds. And I mean, really, like you said, that's just the biggest things for today. And if they can do those things good, they will more than likely wind up on top. And another note with this Falcons team is Kendall Moxie is back. So she's a big underneath presence for this team. Important to see her back after she missed the Ohio game and the Miami game with an undisclosed injury. So that's good for them to have her back.
Yeah, that'll be another force down low there for Bowling Green. And like you said, rebounding is going to be really important. And when you're going up against a team like NIU that's a little bit taller than you, you really just want to reach up and get the ball at its highest point, box out. And it's going to be key today, especially for people like Erica Porter going up against either Brooke Stonebreaker or Brooke Blumenfeld. So that's going to be a huge matchup down there.
And another thing with the Falcons that is very important is I think their free throw shooting. Coach Shamil, another thing that he really makes sure to, get in their heads to go, got to make your free throws, Lexi Fleming and Amy Velasco, very, very good free throw shooters. However, the rest of the team is up and down.
Yeah, like you said, both of those free throw shooters, over 90%. They're huge for Bowling Green. And when you're going up against NIU, they have one of the best free throw shooters in the country as well in Shelby Coker, 86% in her own right, especially when she gets the ball so much for their offense. So they're going to really need to do well with the free throw shooting, just like any game against NIU especially, though.
Yep, we're going to step aside for the national anthem, and then when we return to WBGU 88.1 FM, we're going to introduce you to each team's starting fives, and then we're going to play basketball here in the Stroh Center. Don't go anywhere.
Never completely ready to adopt a teen.
For late nights writing English papers.
For your teen's music taste.
For dinners, where they talk more on their phone than with you.
For the first time, they call you Mom.
You're never completely ready to adopt a teen, and you can't imagine the reward.
To learn more about adopting a teen, visit adoptuskids.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is Chaz McNeil, host of The Swoop.
And Raymond Cotis, the executive producer of The Swoop.
The Swoop is BG Falcon Media's sports talk show about all things BGSU athletics.
A rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts will join Chaz every episode to discuss BGSU sports.
After a 6-year absence, the show was revived last semester in collaboration with BG24 and Falcon Media Sports Network.
After pausing for the break, new episodes will air every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel, beginning with our first episode on Tuesday, January 28th.
Hi, Ziggy.
And stay swooping.
Hey everyone, Falcon Media Sports Director Lucas Kleinmeyer here. You're listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, home of the Falcon Media Sports Network.
This message is for Shauna, my mom who just finished her high school diploma. I wanted to say I'm so proud of you for finishing school. You taught me it's never too late to achieve your dreams. I hope to make you as proud as you have made me.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
BGSU men's basketball travels south to face off against Miami, Ohio on Tuesday, January 21st. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz and Artie Abrego at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for tip-off on Falcon Radio.
Welcome back, sports fans, to WBGU 88.1 FM and the Stroh Center for NIU and BGSU for the 51st time. Bowling Green leads the all-time series 29-21. They're 16-10 here at home against the Huskies. Caden Knapp, Sam Morris, glad to be with you. This is matchup number 3 against the Huskies between Coach Shamil and Coach Carlson. So now let's introduce you to the starting fives for each of these squads. We'll start with the Bowling Green Falcons. It's the same 5 that they've had for the entirety of MACLA. You have 5th-year Erica Porter, sophomore Kieran McGuff, sophomores Paige Kohler, 5th-year Lexi Fleming, and then senior Amy Velasco. So a lot of experience there.
Yeah, for sure. You got 5th year with Erica Porter, a couple seniors in Fleming, Velasco. So it's going to be a really experienced group here, and they're hoping to bring that experience to a win here.
And then moving over to the NIU Huskies, you have Alicia Doyle. She's a junior. You have Shelby Coker, who's a graduate student. Lexi Carlson, a freshman. Brooke Blumenfeld is a redshirt sophomore. And then Brooke Stonebreaker another graduate student. Again, with the experience, just very important in games like these.
Yeah, it's very similar to Northern Illinois in their grade makeup there. And Lexi Carlson, true freshman for Northern Illinois. Her mom, Lisa, the head coach. So interesting dynamic there. So we'll see if how she's going to do here for Northern Illinois. She's first in the team in three-pointers, so you got to really watch out for her in this game.
Yeah. Make sure you protect that three-point arc, as you said. One of our big keys to the game as the Falcons starting five is getting introduced to the folks here in attendance. As we mentioned earlier, a lot of pink for the Breast Cancer Play for K Awareness Night, and it's going to be a fun one, as the last time these two teams met here in the Stroh Center, the NIU Huskies actually got the win on the 15th day of February 2023, 85-81. Last time they met, though, out at NIU, the Falcons got the win 82-73, and that was just a few days after it, plus a year.
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say last year with the sweep of NIU as well. So Bowling Green, or NIU is going to be looking to get some revenge here today after that.
Yes. Both teams' starting fives are introduced as we get ready to get this thing underway. Of course, Lexi Fleming, as a reminder, 1 point away from 1,000 career. Falcons trying to get over 500 overall, trying to get to 500 in MAC play. NIU trying to snap their 4-game losing streak.
We got some good energy in the Stroh right now.
Yes.
A lot more people coming in as the game got closer to game time here.
NIU wearing their black jerseys, the Falcons in their whites. Erica Porter in the middle for BG, standing at 6'2". Brooke Stonebreaker in the middle for NIU, standing at 6'3", a pair of fifth years. Toss the ball up, and we're off and going with the Falcons possessing the tip. Going to the west, Amy Velasco taking it up the floor. She gets it back. 10 seconds into it. Lexi Fleming with the basketball at the top of the key. Holding her ball. She's going to pass it over now. Porter with it at the wing. Now over to McGuff to the other wing. Moving it back and forth. Now Kohler. Dump it inside, and near side block with Erica Porter. 7 seconds to shoot it. Velasco with the basketball, dribbling around, driving, has her shot blocked away, and to NIU it goes. NIU's first offensive possession of the evening. Doyle with the basketball. Carlson dribbling around. Coker around the charity stripe, drives into the paint, moves it back out. Inside, 9 seconds to shoot. That's blocked away by Porter, and now a whistle and a jump ball. And Sam, that's a matchup that we're going to be watching all night. Stonebreaker and Porter.
Yeah, that's exactly what we talked about pregame. Those two over 6 foot tall, fifth years for the Huskies and Bowling Green here. And also, like we talked about, a block there down low from Northern Illinois. That's got to be something that Bowling Green's got to limit if they're going to want to win this game.
Possession arrow with NIU, so they will get the basketball. 9:06 mark of the first quarter. No score yet. 7 seconds on the shot clock. The inbound goes to Coker beyond the arc. She's going to drive, go up from the far side. No good off the side of the backboard. Kieran McGuff there to take it the other way. Now Velasco with it, the near side wing. Pass it over to Fleming to the far side wing. Dumped inside. There's Erica Porter. Dribbling around that far block. Muscles her way to the hoop and gets fouled going up with it. And I think they're going to tag Shelby Coker with the foul.
I believe it was number 10 down low, Shelby Coker, trying to help out Brooke Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker and Porter have been really dominant forces so far in tonight's game, both getting really physical with each other so far.
Porter 66.7% from the charity stripe this year, misses her first one. 8:47 to go in the opening quarter. No score yet.
74%.
Pretty fast-paced game so far.
Yes. Shot number 2. Good. 1-0 BG.
Well, my prediction about Lexi Fleming did not come true, but 1-0 so far.
Hey, they haven't made their first basket of the game yet.
That's true. First point.
Down low, Coker with it, and now a whistle and a traveling violation. She traveled at the block.
I'm really liking the intensity right now by Bowling Green. They are playing great defense so far. Got a couple of 2 poor shots those first 2 possessions for Northern Illinois, and now a traveling violation.
Erica Porter with the basketball in the near elbow, gets it back to Paige Kohler. Dribbling around, now find Fleming. Fleming making moves at the far wing, now up top, back to Fleming inside. Erica Porter dribbling at the far block, has that blocked away out of bounds. It was Stonebreaker putting a hand on it.
Yeah, I believe that's 2 blocks for Stonebreaker now. It'll be 27 on the year with the 2 Brooks combined.
Velasco inbounding it to Fleming. Short corner, moves it up top. There's Kieran McGuff, a 3 from the top of the key, and that's not going to fall. Stonebreaker there to rebound it.
They're wide open there, but couldn't get it to go.
Other side of the floor, here goes NIU. There's a 3 from the far corner. That's short and no good for Carlson, and Kohler finds herself with the basketball. Now Fleming. Velasco, 3 ball. That rattles in and out from the far corner, and back to NIU. Coker. Move it back to Doyle. Doyle, 2-step move at it. Tipped away and out of bounds. It'll stay with NIU. Lexi Fleming said that wasn't tipped. She just lost it. The officials disagree.
Yeah, it looked a little weird. It looked like she just lost control of the ball, but they said it was tipped by Fleming.
Dump it inside. There's Stonebreaker at the far block. Dribbling, take the shot over Porter. No good. And Porter gets the rebound. 7:30 to go. First quarter, 1-0 BGSU. There is Fleming. Drives to the hoop, and there it is! Lexi Fleming becomes the 32nd player in program history to reach 1,000 career points. And she did it by laying it in. What a feat by her, and it's met by a loud cheers here at the Stroh Center. 3-0.
What a play there overall. Great backdoor pass by Kohler. That was an insane pass to set that up.
Now a 3 from the top of the key, and that's short and no good for Coker. The rebound by Porter.
Porter is playing very intense right now.
McGuff.
Looking to get every rebound out there right now.
Erica Porter lobs it inside from McGuff, and out of bounds it goes. A little too much heat under it. At the 6:39 mark, 3-0, and now Taya Ellis will enter the game for the first time, taking the place of Erica Porter, sophomore for 5th-year exchange. Stonebreaker will also exit the game on the NIU side. McCray in for the first time. Coker taking it up the floor.
A lot smaller out there now without Stonebreaker in there.
Trying to change something. Falcons put it on good defense. There's a 3, and that's going to fall from the far wing. Shelby Coker gets the scoring starter for NIU. 3's on the scoreboard.
She's been a great 3-point shooter all year for Northern Illinois.
Ellis. Move over Lexi Fleming. Fleming, 82nd game. Tied for the 9th fastest women's basketball Falcon to get to 1,000 points. 8 seconds to shoot it. Dribble around. Kohler underneath. Up with it. No good for McGuff. Gets her own rebound at the block and then lost it. And there to grab it on the defensive end is McCray. Other side of the floor. Underneath. Whistle and a travel violation. They're trying to get it to Blumenfeld underneath.
Man,
another turnover.
The Huskies are getting really good looks right now. They're getting open. They're getting good passes. But Bowling Green defense has stifled them here, getting a couple of traveling calls and a couple turnovers so far.
3-3 to score. 5 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first. Fleming take a 3. It's short from the near side wing and back the other way. Nickel. Get it back. There's a Doyle 3 from the near wing. That's going to rattle in and out. And then Kohler takes the other way. Now ahead. Fast break. Taya Ellis. High dribble to the hoop. Nice patience and lay it in.
Good play there by Ellis.
5'10" McCray was the one running by her. It's 5-3. 5 minutes to go in the first.
Paige Kohler has been a great passer so far today. The backdoor pass.
Dribble around. Oh, nice move and lay it in. Trade-in basket. That was Laura Nichols, the senior. Fleming dribbling around the arc. Now Taya Ellis, far elbow, get it back, and an offensive foul. They're going to tag Taya Ellis with an illegal screen. And with that, we're going to reach our first media timeout of the evening. It's 5-5, 4 minutes, 39 seconds to go in quarter number one. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, proud creators of Ale Ziggy Zumba, a light ale made in collaboration with BG Athletics and available at Juniper Brewing Company on South Main Street and Northwest Ohio Kroger stores. Details at juniperbrew.com. Sam Morris, Caden Knapp, we'll be right back.
My simple solution to the problem was remove people from the scene and help them feel safer.
In response to attacks against Asian Americans, Maddie Park raised over $250,000 to donate cab rides to the Asian community.
There is so much more work to be done. We really need to come together and tackle this issue as a community.
Support the Asian community. Learn how at lovehasnolabels.com. Brought to you by Love Has No Labels and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
It is 5-5 in favor of no one right now at the 4:39 mark of the opening quarter play. Caden Knapp, Sam Morris, Lexi Fleming, of course, surpassed 1,000 career points. You know, she entered this game averaging 12.3 points per game in her career. So good for her to get over 1,000 as both teams getting ready to break their respective huddles. And Jasmine Fern is going to enter the game for the first time for BGSU.
Yeah,
Fern,
maybe trying to get some offense going there with Fern. Good three-point shooter for Bowling Green. As both teams are struggling right now with offense.
Jasmine Fern definitely has the height of a forward, but plays like a guard. It'll be NIU basketball after the media timeouts. McRae will inbound it. As the whistle blows, and we're back underway. Carlson will take it up the floor from Sycamore, Illinois. Freshman. And a little bit of miscommunication. There's that pass from Carlson, goes out of bounds. And with that, Nate Donahue will enter the game for the first time. She's going to take the place of Amy Velasco. Velasco second in the MAC in minutes. So not too often you see her over there on the bench. Up floor, Paige Kohler. Up top there is Lexi Fleming. Now Jasmine Fern, take a three from the top of the key. Splash, splash, Jasmine Fern.
Yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about. Getting some offense started off for Bowling Green. Both teams struggling offensively, trying to get something going here.
Approaching the 4-minute mark of the opening quarter, 8-5 Bowling Green. Passing it around. Fletcher with the basketball up top. Driving the paint. Double team. She's going to move it out. Now around the arc. And now a whistle and a three in the key against NIU. Shannon Blatcher spent too much time in that orange area.
Yeah, that's just another example of good perimeter defense by Bowling Green. That's exactly what we talked about pregame as well. Must have been in the game plan, in their pregame meetings, in the practices. Their perimeter defense has been very good so far today, and that caused that three in the paint there.
Byrne, Kohler, Fleming, Donahue, and Ellis, the players on the floor for the Falcons. Paige Kohler with it underneath. Now up top, there's Taya Ellis. Pivoting around. At the top of the key. Now Jasmine Fern, 10 seconds in the timer. Donahue in stride. Dribbling around, and she lost it at the charity stripe, and back the other way it goes. It was Coker getting credit to steal. Carlson now going to hand it off. There's a three, and that's going to fall from the far corner. Sydney McCray, redshirt sophomore, 8-8.
Yeah, that's 2 turnovers that have led to 2 threes for Northern Illinois today. It's been their offense right now. It was off of Bowling Green turnovers.
Fleming with it at the top of the key. Move it over to Donahue. Dribbling around the near side now up top Fern. Now Kohler. Thought about taking a three. Instead she's going to drive to the hoop along the baseline. Pivot around. Now out to Ellis, who drives with 1 second to shoot it. Wessel foul. Count the baskets.
That is demoralizing for the Huskies defense after playing great defense that entire possession. At the buzzer, an and one, and just a strong finish there from Taya Ellis.
Talk about court awareness, too, and time awareness with the shot clock running down. They'll charge the foul to Stonebreaker as we get a stoppage in play.
Yeah, she just came back into the game, too. Right when she came out of the game, their entire height just really went downhill because their depth on their forwards and centers is a lot smaller than Bowling Green's with Taya Ellis in there.
There's a stoppage in play before the free throw. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. We'll be right back.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
10-8 the score. Taya Ellis at the line to try and extend the Falcon lead to the 2:45 mark of the first quarter, and she does by hitting her free throw. They said there was no excessive contact by Stonebreaker there as Velasco runs over to the scorer's table. Carlson with it, hands it back to Coker. Tightly guarded by Fleming, dumps it inside to Stonebreaker, and Stonebreaker couldn't handle it. Fern wound up with it for the Falcons. Paige Kohler dribbling around, gets it back to Lexi Fleming. Backing away, trying to set the offense. Gets it over to May Donahue. Now Fern back to Donahue, swing it the other way. Fern up top, 10 seconds in the timer. Now Kohler dribbling around from the top of the key. Drive, lost the ball, and it was poked out of bounds. I believe Stonebreaker was the last to get a hand on it. With that, Amy Velasco and Erica Porter will re-enter the game, taking the place of Taya Ellis and Paige Kohler.
I've got to say, as a sophomore, very impressed with Taya Ellis when she was in the game here, hustling and scoring.
Fleming with the basketball up top, 2 seconds to shoot it. Very deep three, no good, off the mark to the right. But Erica Porter gets the rebound after a couple of deflections, and then a whistle and a travel. Goes down as another Falcon turnover. 1:56 to go in the first, 11-8. BG still leading. Falcons up to 4 turnovers today, NIU at 5.
A very turnover-heavy game to start off the first quarter of this contest.
Yes. The short corner. Stonebreaker dribbling around with it. Had it poked away, but not legally, says the official. Erica Porter will be guilty of a foul. So she turned it over and then committed the foul, and now Kieran McGuff will enter the game, presumably for Porter. And that is the move Coach Shamil decides to go with. Inbound it from the G in green. East side of the gym underneath it. Fleming just batted that away from Stonebreaker. 2-on-1 down the floor. Donahue to the hoop, and she's going to lay it in from the far side.
Perfect play by Lexi Fleming right there. just pickpocketed her when she least expected it.
It's now 13-8. Falcons a 5-point advantage. Coker dribbling around with the basketball, guarded by Donahue. Around the Stonebreaker screen, there's a three from the far side wing, no good, and Fern the rebound. Now Fleming over to Donahue at the far corner. Back to Fern, three from the far wing, too much power under it, and right there to rebound it is Stonebreaker and take it the other way. Coker stops at the elbow, takes a shot, splash from the mid-range, 13-10. 50 seconds and counting to go in the opening quarter. Velasco up top to Fern. Now Kieran McGuff with the basketball, 40 seconds and counting. Fleming takes a three from the far side corner, splash, Lexi Fleming. 5 points for the fifth year.
She's starting to take over the game here in the end of the first quarter here for Bowling Green, keeping them ahead with Erica Porter out and Kieran McGuff playing the 5 position right now.
Carlson dribbling around with the basketball, 15 seconds to shoot it, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Nickel with it at the elbow, making moves towards the hoop, and she's not going to be able to get that one to fall for another rebound. Now ahead to Donahue. Donahue, 2 seconds on the clock, go up with it as time expires, and she won't make it. So it's 16-10 after the first 10 minutes of gameplay here in the Stroh Center. The Falcons out in front. Kate Knapp, Sam Morris, this is WBGU 88.1 FM. We'll be right back.
My name is Jamal Johnson, number 6, running back and the senior, and here are my Falcon 4 favorite candies. First, we have Skittles, Sour Patch Kids, Reese's Pieces, and Hershey Kisses. And these are my favorite because when you're at Halloween and you dump out that bag, these are the best Halloween candies to pull out. So those are my favorites.
Sweet strawberry icing. You're in Goodwill, and just past that vintage denim jacket you spot miniature donut earrings. You lean in. Ah, that's the scent of shopping success. Because at Goodwill, every item you buy funds local job training and more. So bring home those donut earrings and bring home so much good to your community. Goodwill. Bring good home. Brought to you by Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU Student Media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
16-10 the score in favor of Bowling Green after the first 10 minutes of play. We're getting ready to start quarter number 2 of this one between NIU and BGSU. And something we were talking about during the break was both these teams struggling when it comes to three-point shooting. The Falcons 2 of 7, 28.6%, and the Huskies 2 of 6, 33.3%.
Yeah, very poor performance for both teams in the three-point categories. But the defense kind of coupled with that in the perimeter has been good for both teams, but also in the paint as well. We've seen a lot of steals and blocks for both sides. Brooke Stonebreaker has really taken over the defense for Northern Illinois, but Bowling Green's kind of been playing a better overall team defensive game so far in the early goings of this one.
NIU led in the rebounding category 6-5 for a little bit, but the Falcons have been able to get 4 consecutive rebounds to overtake NIU 9-6. At the moment, they'll start with the basketball. Still going to the western side of the Stroh Center, right to the student section. Jasmine Fern will inbound it right in front of us. We're on the north side of the Stroh. Inbound goes to Amy Velasco and back underway. Donahue with the basketball. Moves over to Jasmine Fern. Now up top, Donahue finding Velasco, and she's going to get over to Jasmine Fern once again. Donahue driving, goes up with it, and can't make her layup there for the near block, but offensive rebound, and then no good again by Donahue. Other side of the floor, Nickel. Nickel dribbling around, stopping in the paint, moves it up top. Coker now out. There's a 3 ball from the far wing, and that's going to fall. A big shot to open up the scoring in the second. It's 16-13. That was Doyle.
And weirdly enough, 2 of the 3 threes for the Huskies have been extremely contested by Bowling Green Falcons.
Lexi Fleming with the basketball up top. Moving over to Donahue. 10 seconds on the timer. Now Velasco dribbling around from the far wing. Back out to Fleming. Take a 3 from that spot, and that's going to fall. Back-to-back threes between these two teams. 19-13. 8:50 to go.
Well, they did not like what you said in the break, Caden. They both came out firing from 3, both making their first ones. We'll see if that can continue in the second quarter.
Doyle with the basketball. She's going to drive to the hoop, and that's no good. It was tipped away by McGuff. Took it from the near block. Jasmine Fern with the basketball over to Lexi Fleming. Dribble around, make a move, take a 3 from the top of the key. That's no good. Off to the left and out of bounds. That one goes, and now Kendall Moxie and Paige Kohler will enter the game for Jasmine Fern and Lexi Fleming.
Yeah, with those 2 out, this will be a huge couple minutes, however long Moxie and Kohler are in here, hoping to sustain the offense that Fern and Fleming have brought about these last couple minutes.
Carlson dribbling around his basketball, hands it back, and then a whistle and a traveling violation. Shelby Coker started walking before she dribbled.
Yeah, that's been a glaring issue for the Huskies so far today. I think that's their 3rd or 4th travel of the game. That's something that's really hurting them actually right now.
7th total turnover as well. Inside to Moxie from Velasco. Pump fakes, goes up with it and lays it in. 21-13.
Moxie just absolutely bullied Brooke Stonebreaker, something we have not seen today. Just backing her down and laying it off the glass.
Stonebreaker with the basketball. The edge of the key. Gets it back. And she's going to go up with it, and no good. Good defense there by Kendall Moxie. No good layup. Donahue once again with the basketball. Now Kohler in the far corner. Back to Donahue. She's going to drive from the wing. And her pass is going to go behind Velasco, but Velasco grabbed it and moves it up top to Donahue. 13 seconds to shoot it. Kohler with the basketball. Take a 3 from the far wing, and that's no good off the back iron. And back the other way. It was Nickel getting the rebound for NIU in front of the baseline. Coker stops her dribble at the near wing. Back to Nickel, now inside. There's Stonebreaker spinning around, middle of the paint. Is going to be fouled by Kendall Moxie. So 2 free throws coming her way. It'll be the first free throws of the game for NIU.
Yeah, pretty clean game in shooting fouls for both teams so far. Haven't seen a lot of free throws.
First foul of the quarter. 7 minutes and 4 seconds to go in the quarter. Stonebreaker, 6 in the MAC in field goal percentage. Her mother actually played for Bowling Green back in the 90s, Jackie Raderman. She played from 95 to 99. She finished 24th all time in BG scoring with a little over 1,200 points as the first free throw falls.
Yeah, it's good to have that family connection. You see a lot of players with family members playing their same sports nowadays. It's even Lexi Carlson, as we mentioned, her mom, the head coach for Northern Illinois.
No good on the second free throw. Kieran McGuff up top. Falcons nursing a 7-point advantage. Velasco. Dribbling around the top of the key. She's going to drive to the hoop, go up with it, and lay it in for the far block.
That was a mean layup. She had a scowl on her face. She was not letting up until she got into the paint there.
Doyle with the basketball at the far wing, now driving, stops, takes the long 2, and it's going to rattle in from just beyond the charity stripe, 23-16.
Doyle's been a bright spot for the Huskies offense so far. A couple of good mid-range shots for her so far.
Fleming now getting over to Kohler, take a 3, and that's no good off the back iron from the far corner, and then Stonebreaker tipped it to herself to get the rebounds. Coker driving, goes up with it through 2 Falcon defenders, somehow got to fall from the near block. McGuff and Fleming were both there on the defensive end. Under 6 minutes to play in the half. 23-18 the score. Velasco dribbling around, moves it out. There's Paige Kohler. Gets it back the other way with McGuff. Drives from the elbow, up with it from the near block. That's no good. Moxie the rebound, and then a whistle and a foul.
It's going to be on Stonebreaker here. I believe an over the back foul against Kendall Moxie there.
That'd be her second personal foul. Laura Nickel and Brooke Stonebreaker go over to the bench for NIU. And then we have a whistle and a Bowling Green foul before the inbound, and it's going to be on Kendall Moxie, I do believe.
Yeah, you just can't do that after getting another chance there for Bowling Green. Looks like they said that she elbowed Brooke Blumenfeld.
With that, Moxie will go over to the bench. That's her second personal foul. Layla Harrison now into the game, the freshman. Lexi Carlson takes up the floor. Over to Coker. Dribbling around, now drives, and no good on her shot. And back the other way for the Falcons. Velasco now Fleming, fast break opportunity. Nice move to the hoop and lay it in. Velasco to Fleming, what a duo, 25-18.
Yeah, we've seen that connection so many times. Fleming was already way down the court by the time Velasco corralled that rebound.
Pass it back. There is a shot from Blumenfeld that's not going to fall from the charity stripe. Velasco goes out to get the rebound. Now ahead to Kohler, and a whistle and a foul. With 4:58 to go in the first half of play, they're going to charge this foul to Shelby Coker. And we're going to take a quick media timeout. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, featuring coffee and craft beer and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. 25-18 BGSU out in front by 7.
For far too long, animals on farms and ranches were not afforded protections to ensure their humane treatment and care. Luckily, times have changed, and more farmers are raising their animals in accordance with American Humane science-based standards, which offer ethically driven consumers humanely raised products. The next time you're in the grocery store, be sure to choose foods that are American Humane certified. To learn more, please visit AmericanHumane.org.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf. Man, I'll call you back.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
4 minutes, 58 seconds to go in the first half of play. Bowling Green out in front of Northern Illinois, 25-18. Caden F. Sam Morris, WBGU 88.1 FM. Falcons looking to extend their winning streak. That is at 1 right now. Right now, Lexi Fleming leading the way in scoring with 10 for BG. Shelby Coker leads NIU in scoring with 7. Both of which have played 14 minutes as well.
Yeah, like you said, this would be a huge win for Bowling Green if they can end up holding on by the end of this. There's so many teams in the MAC right now within one game at 3-2 or 2-3, so could see a huge shakeup in the standings after today. If a couple teams win or a couple teams lose, big game for both teams here, and we've seen that in the intensity of how these players are playing tonight.
Before the media timeout, we had an NIU foul by Shelby Coker, so it's Bowling Green basketball. Velasco will inbound it from the 3/4 of a court line at the near side to McGuff and get it back. Velasco now over to Kohler, working the near wing, and her pass is going to be kicked away out of bounds by Alicia Doyle, the junior.
That almost looked like Kohler just did that on purpose. Just threw it off her knee there. Get it to go out of bounds.
So now Velasco inbound it from the Enon Stroh Center. West side gets it in to Fleming, gets it back to Velasco. Now out to Fleming, take a three from the near corner, and that's going to fall. Lexi Fleming, 28-18 BG, 13 points for her.
That duo has been lethal tonight. Great give and go there on the wing.
Doyle dribbling around the basketball, guarded by Layla Harrison. She's going to drive from the wing, stop her dribble, move it out, Blumenfeld, and that's good from the far elbow. Trading baskets. Paige Kohler dribbling around with the basketball at the top of the key. Moving it over to Layla Harrison, taking it the other way. Now Velasco up top. Velasco only has 2 points today, but she does have 3 assists. It's Fleming with it. Now to Kohler, 10 seconds to shoot it. Now McGuff, 5 seconds on the timer. McGuff is going to get it over to Layla Harrison, 3 seconds to shoot it, and Layla Harrison gets it to fall in the middle of the paint. Just in the nick of time, 30-20. Sarah Quintana just in the game. She has the basketball, and her pass is going to be tipped away by Amy Velasco. Amy Velasco fast break other side of the floor, and she's going to be fouled by Blatcher going up with it.
As you said, Velasco only 2 points tonight, but her presence has been all over the court today. Really good vision in her passes right now, and between her, Fleming, and Kohler, they're making a great trio in tonight's game of really pushing the ball around, getting it to a lot of different people, and creating opportunities to score here in the second quarter. Offense has been much better.
Velasco second in the MAC in free throw percentage at 92.3. Hits her first one to make it 31-20 BG. 3 minutes, 34 seconds to go in the opening half of play.
Best field goal percentage, better than 47%.
Second shot for Velasco is good. So 2-for-2 trip for the senior, 32-20. With that, Taya Ellis and Jasmine Fern will enter the game for Layla Harrison and Kieran McGuff. Falcons bringing a full court press now. Putting on the pressure. Sarah Quintana taking up the floor. They pass it over. Nickel. Pulling it up high. Now back to Sarah Quintana at the top of the key. Blumenfield. She's going to drive. Now pass it out, and a whistle and a foul. It's going to go against NIU away from the ball, and they're going to tag Brooke Blumenfeld with it.
Yeah, she passed it and then just kind of was still looking towards the corner and just kind of ran over, I believe it was Jasmine Fern.
Falcons bench fired up about that one. 4th NIU foul this quarter. Velasco dribbling around, 18 seconds to shoot it. 3 minutes to go in the half. Fern dribbling around up top. Now back to Velasco. Back to Fern. Dumps it inside. There's Taya Ellis making moves along Blumenfeld, and that's no good. And a foul. Taya Ellis will be guilty party.
I'm not sure about that one, Caden. I think they called an over and back on Taya Ellis. It looked like she was just straight up going for the rebound. That's what Bowling Green's, almost their whole coaching staff is saying over there on the sideline right now.
32-20 BG. They're on a 9-2 run over the last 3 minutes. They're approaching 2.5 minutes to go in the half. Nickel with the basketball, the edge of the key. Moves it over to Doyle, making moves. Takes a long two from the near side, and that's no good. Velasco there to rebound at the far block. Now ahead, Lexi Fleming. Now up top, there is Velasco driving. Stopped her dribble at the elbow. Now Kohler in stride makes a pass that is going to be tipped away. Still loose, and somehow Kohler wound up with it. Now Fleming takes a three from the far wing. No good off the back iron. And Ellis the rebound on the offensive end. Now we're going to have a drive to the hoop, and that's going to be blocked away. Velasco was going up with it, Nickel got a hand on it. Now pass, and that's going to be deflected away. Lexi Fleming poked it away across the middle. Velasco now moving it over to Kohler. Two-step move to the hoop. And that's going to be poked away out of bounds at the 1:54 mark of the first half. 32-20 the score. We get to catch our breaths for a second.
Yeah, no points for Bowling Green over those last two possessions after a couple of blocks in the paint, but great effort on both tries there for Bowling Green.
Both these teams have not scored in nearly 2 minutes. Fleming, top of the key three. That's short and no good. And then the rebound made by NIU, taking it the other way. That was Carlson. Now Nickel, dribbling around. She's going to make moves along the baseline, go up with it, and no good on her reverse layup. Fern there to rebound it. 90 seconds to go in the half. To the corner, there's Lexi Fleming dribbling around, and she's going to be fouled. That was a very obvious one, and they're going to tag Alicia Doyle with that one.
The pace has considerably picked up here in just the last 2.5, 3 minutes here, but neither team, like you said, scoring. Bowling Green, Northern Illinois has been playing good today, but as we said in the opening, they are in 10th place in the MAC, so Bowling Green's going to have to really start to score on these type of fast break, high pace outcomes here if they're going to want to keep up with some of the top 3 or 4 teams in the MAC here in the season.
Lexi Fleming at the line to shoot 2 free throws because that was foul number 5 committed by NIU, and the first free throw is good. So the Falcons in the bonus for the final 128 of the half. Fleming, second free throw, also good. So 2 for 2 trip for her, and that ends the 2-minute and 8-second scoring drought for BG as well. 34-20. NIU taking it up the floor with Lexi Carlson, freshman. Coker dribbling around, driving from the near wing, along the baseline, now out. There's a Carlson 3, and it falls on top of the foul.
Yeah, that is a way to end your scoring drought there. Lexi Fleming, you said that it falls on top of the foul. She fell on top of Lexi Carlson there. Just launched herself trying to get that block and just completely did not get her footing underneath her.
Carlson stands at 5'8", Fleming 5'5". So it's 34-23 and a chance for a 4-point play, a rare 4-point play. And it ended the over 3-minute scoring drought, as you said, for NIU. Free throw up and good. So the 4-point play is converted. 10-point game. 65 seconds until intermission. Kohler dribbling around with the basketball. Porter sets the screen. Under a minute to go. Drive to the hoop, and Kohler lays that one in. She came in from the near side wing and laid it in from the far block.
First points of the game there for Paige Kohler.
Nickel had just had it stolen away. Donahue now, fast break. She's going to go to the hoop, be fouled, and get 2 free throws. It was Doyle who fouled her with 39 seconds to go. That was a hard foul, too, because both Doyle and Donahue went to the ground right in front of one of the WBGU camera operators.
Yeah, Doyle was running full speed. She almost went coast to coast there to commit that foul. Lucky that was not a flagrant or anything. She wasn't trying to hurt Donahue or anything like that, but full speed into her there.
That's Doyle's second personal foul as Emily Cecil enters the game for the first time. Nay Donahue at the line, makes her first free throw. 37-24.
Seen BG use a lot more of their bench so far than Northern Illinois. You said Cecil coming on to the game now.
Second free throw short and no good. Rebound made by Doyle. Lexi Carlson now taking it up the floor slowly. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Carlson dribbling around his basketball, guarded by Donahue. Gets it back, and then Donahue another steal. Cecil now with it. Gets it back to Donahue, and that's blocked away, but not legally, says the official. And Donahue is going to go back to the line to shoot for two, this time with 17.2 seconds to go in the half.
Donahue, 35 steals now on the season. She has been a great defensive force off the bench for Bowling Green today.
Donahue 7th in the MAC in steals per game. She was just at the line a few moments ago, went 1 of 2. Makes her first free throw again. So it's 38-24.
17 seconds left. After this free throw, got to play some good defense before the half.
A 2-for-2 trip for the freshman. Now substitutions occur on both sides. We're going to see Reagan Barkham enter, and that's taken away off the inbounds. Cecil now moving it over to Kohler. 10 seconds on the game clock. Kohler dribbling around. 5 seconds. Everyone counting down the Stroh Center as Kohler now Donahue take a three at the buzzer. In and out. That one goes from the far corner, and it's 39-24 after the first 20 minutes of play here in the Stroh Center. The Falcons out in front of this one by 15 points. What a half.
That was a great half. BG played great on both sides, especially that second quarter. Their offense really picked up, getting a lot of people involved, and every single key of the game right now, they're doing better than Northern Illinois right now.
We'll go more in depth on those when we return for our halftime report. Once again, 39-24 the score after one half of play. This is WBGU 88.1 FM. Caden Knapp, Sam Morris will be back.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Ready for our little forest adventure?
Yes!
Too much waiting for me. Yeah, I wanna go outside. I wanna be.
We're here.
Whoa, that was fast.
There's a forest closer than you think. Find a park or forest near you and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by USDA Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
BGSU women's basketball returns home to face Western Michigan on Wednesday, January 22nd. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Reese Patrikas at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for tip-off on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here. I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
crooked teeth may embarrass kids whose families can't afford braces, and trying to fix their teeth themselves can make things worse. Luckily, there's Donated Orthodontic Services, a program from the American Association of Orthodontists. For children and teens who qualify and are matched with a volunteer orthodontist, treatment can be life-changing and help them smile with confidence. Learn more at aaoinfo.org.
What's going on, guys? I'm Darius Lorfield's junior safety here at BG. My Falcon 4 favorite things for homecoming, definitely seeing some of the alumni, the big crowd, hearing them roar, the Falcon walk pregame, getting to see more people, and then just winning the game overall and celebrating after. Go Falcons.
On Tuesday, January 15th, Bowling Green men's basketball's Trey Thomas scored his 1,000th career point in the Falcons' 79-61 victory over the Buffalo Bulls. Thomas, who joined the Falcons through the transfer portal prior to 2023, scored his 1,000th point on a right-handed layup in the first half of action. His career has spanned over 130 games split between Vanderbilt and BG. He scored 22 overall in the game, including 18 points scored in the second half. Next up, Bowling Green will welcome Eastern Michigan to the Stroh Center on Saturday, January 18th at 2 o'clock p.m. You can join Artie Abrego and Andrew Smith on Falcon Radio starting at 1:45 p.m. for pregame.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU student media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
Bowling Green ended the first half on a 5-0 run over the final 1 minute and 8 seconds. They lead it 39-24 over their MAC rival NIU. The first of at least two meetings between these two teams this year. Falcons would go out to Illinois later in February. But what a first half that was for the Falcons. I mean, they almost dominated every single category, especially in that second quarter. Caden Knapp, Sam Morris, and Sam, the Falcons ended the first quarter with 6 turnovers. They ended the half with 6 as well. So no turnovers in that second quarter for them. NIU, on the other hand, ended the first quarter with 7 turnovers, and then they turned the ball over 6 more times in that second quarter to reach 13 total. And the Falcons have taken advantage of it, outscoring NIU 12-6 in the points off turnover category.
Yeah, to me, when we talked about the keys in the game in the beginning, that was a big one, and it has probably been the biggest difference in the game right now. As you said, 13-6 advantage for Bowling Green. There has been some turnovers in the paint just because Brooks Stonebreaker has been so good down there getting blocks and getting steals. But 7 steals for Bowling Green has just been huge. And I want to mention specifically Nay Donahue. You talked about her being 7th in the MAC in steals per game. She's got 2 today, and she's a +11 in plus-minus with 5 points as well. So she's been a huge factor for Bowling Green coming off the bench.
Yeah, and she had those 2 really, really big plays towards the end of the second quarter. And another player, the highlight on the Falcons side, is, of course, Lexi Fleming. She surpassed 1,000 career points, and, she said what you said in the beginning of the game, or she did what you said at the beginning of the game. She scored the first bucket of the game for the Falcons, and yeah, she just went ahead with it, and it was a nice layup there. She finished the first half with 15 points, 5 of 10 from the floor, 3 of 8 from beyond the arc, and she also has 2 steals.
Yeah, she's been great. I was so stoked that she got that bucket in there after I predicted it. I was holding back not saying anything because of your awesome call there. But yeah, she was she's been great all day. She hasn't stopped there. As you said, 15 points leading the entire game. She's been great from behind the arc, and also she's taken more of a point guard role at times. We've seen her kind of directing traffic when Velasco's been out, so she's been really good for Bowling Green today.
And speaking of Velasco, she may only have 4 points, but she's really been all over the place. She has 3 assists, which lead the team, and on top of that, she also has 3 rebounds. It feels like every single offensive possession that she's out there for, she's touching the basketball and directing someone.
Yeah, like you said, she only has, 4 points? Yep. But she's usually the leading scorer for Bowling Green, leading or second leading scorer of the game. But today, she is really being a pass-first point guard. Every time that she gets the ball, we talked about off air, that she is looking up, getting outlet passes for Lexi Fleming or Paige Kohler, and really being a ball distributor in tonight's game. So she's been great for Bowling Green as well.
Another player that's having a good first half is Taya Ellis. She finished that half with 5 points, 2 of 3 from the floor, and she picked up a rebound. So good for her to get back in the swing of things.
Yeah, once Erica Porter leaves, Taya Ellis, I think, is going to be a very good option for Bowling Green as she's coming up. Only a sophomore, just been a great backup forward and center for them this year, and playing really good today as well. Also, we've seen just kind of the depth of Bowling Green be really good today. They've given players in there like Layla Harrison, who hasn't played a whole lot, getting some quality minutes in there. So it's been good to see those players come up and play good for Bowling Green today as well.
Switching gears and then looking over at the Huskies, their leading scorer today is Shelby Coker with 7 points, but outside of her, I mean, it's been tough going.
Yeah, I mean, you got 5 points for Alicia Doyle. She's been pretty good. 4 points for Lexi Carlson, but besides that, yeah, there's not really a lot of scoring going on in general. I mean, when you got 24 points at the half, it's probably not going to have a lot of high-scoring players here for Northern Illinois, and I think that's just a credit to Bowling Green's defense so far. They've been great.
Another big thing is the Falcons have been holding down Brooke Stonebreaker. She only has 1 point and a turnover after one half of play.
Yeah, she's been good on the defensive end, but she has not gotten a field goal. Like you said, 1 point, just one free throw all first half. That is going to be really hard to win for Northern Illinois any games in the MAC this season if she cannot get going. And it's been a credit to the defense, like you said, Erica Porter, but also Taya Ellis has been great, Kendall Moxie, and even for a couple of minutes there, Kieran McGuff played good against Stonebreaker as well.
And the last stat that I'll read off before the end of the intermission is right now Bowling Green is bullying NIU in the paint 18-4. So that's huge as well.
Wow, yeah, I knew it was a advantage for Bowling Green. I didn't know it was that big. 18-4 is crazy, especially like we just said, 1 point for Stonebreaker. So you're probably not going to get a lot of points in the paint. And Bowling Green just has to keep that type of energy up when they had a suffocating defense in the paint. You're up 15 going into the second half. They just need to keep that pressure on them defensively, and they can't let up on Northern Illinois' two powerful front court players.
Last thing before we go to a break, Sam, the Falcons this year have had some struggles closing out games, closing out quarters. What do you think Coach Shamil's message is during this break?
Pretty much what I just said, keep the foot on the gas. I know it's kind of a cliche thing to say, but when you're up 15, you cannot let them have any life. They've got to come out here and keep the same energy they had in those last 4 minutes with Velasco pushing the ball up the court and getting outlet passes, fast break points, getting the pressure on them. Don't worry you're going to miss. Just keep that offense rolling, and Northern Illinois will start to kind of, I believe they'll start to kind of collapse if they are giving up so many points to Bowling Green.
Well, we're going to step aside, and when we return to WBGU 88.1 FM, we're going to start half number 2 here in the Stroh Center. It's 39-24, Bowling Green leading Northern Illinois. Don't go anywhere.
My name is Jim. I'm a veteran, and I lost both legs in Vietnam. My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
I'm Julius. I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission, helping veterans of all generations get the benefits they've earned.
I'm Cece. My victory was finishing my education.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
This is the story of Julie Guillot. She's a Leukemia and Lymphoma Society advocate and the mother of a child who battled blood cancer.
Zach was diagnosed with AML, a deadly leukemia, when he was only 5. He died at just 9 years old, really from the treatment that was meant to save him.
Today, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society is pioneering breakthrough treatments for kids with cancer. Visit lls.org and save a child's life.
The Western Scrub Jay. I was taking my science class on a virtual reality bird watching expedition. All of a sudden, Charlie Kane shouts, "Arr! Arr!" He had spotted the elusive black swift, a bird rarely seen in the wild. For a brief moment, Charlie had not the eyes of a 9-year-old boy. He had the eyes of an eagle.
Teachers just have better work stories. Find out how creative teaching can be at teachdfw.org. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Hello, my name is Reko Badurov. I play for the BGSU men's soccer team, and these are my Falcon 4 breakfast items. Number one, I'd say, is eggs. Just good protein, good way to start off the day. Also really like waffles, just so good. You can put chocolate chips, whipped cream on it, it's amazing. Same thing with French toast, love like the cinnamon taste to it. And then I'd say yogurt too. Yogurt and granola, can't go wrong with that. So those are my 4.
BGSU Gymnastics looks for their first win of the season as they travel north to face Central Michigan on Friday, January 17th at 7 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
We are back here in Bowling Green, Ohio to get half number 2 of this women's basketball underway between BGSU and NIU. It's 39-24. The Falcons out in front of the Huskies. Caden Knapp, Sam Morris. Both teams get ready to switch sides. The Huskies will start with it, and I feel like this would be a big possession for NIU, and Coach Lisa Carlson in her 10th year is stating that because you want to get off to a good start.
Yeah, for sure. Just like we talked about in the break with Bowling Green getting off to a good start, Northern Illinois has got to be thinking the same thing. It's 15 points. It's a considerable lead here, but it's nothing to be like, oh, you're completely out of the game already. It's only halftime. And Northern Illinois, like we said, they do have some dynamic scorers down low, but they just haven't been they haven't got going yet. So they just need to get going here to start off the second half if they want to have a chance here.
Both these teams have been outscored in the third quarter. Falcons not by as many, just 2. The Huskies, 13. Carlson will inbound right in front of us at the midcourt stripe. And we're back underway as Shelby Coker taking it now. Dribbling around the far wing. Coker still with it. NIU now going to the west. There's a 3 from the far wing. Splash, splash. That was Lexi Carlson with Lexi Fleming in her face.
That's exactly what you were talking about there. That's a good start for Northern Illinois and what they want to accomplish here on the three-pointers.
39-27, and then an offensive foul committed by the Falcons. That's going to be Erica Porter, the guilty party. Coach Shamil very upset with the official.
Coach Shamil did not think there was a foul there. The ref clearly said she drilled her, so.
Doyle dribbling around. She's going to take that shot with Kohler in her face and get fouled in the mid-range.
There's been some back and forths with the refs and Bowling Green coaches kind of all game. I'd have to agree with them on that one as well. That kind of looked like I did not think there was a foul on there either. But
she was fading away. So at the line to shoot for 2 is Alicia Doyle, the junior from Carterville, Illinois. Misses her first free throw. Doyle enters this game 79.5% from the line. 1 of 2 trip as she hits her second one. 39-28, 9:17 to go in the third. Kohler got the intangible player of the game against Ohio. She neared a triple-double as well. She was 2 assists and 2 rebounds away. Porter. And her pass is going to be taken away. Coker just took it from McGuff. Coker now handing it back to Doyle, dribbling around for the cherry stripe. Take a shot up and good. You know, she thought she missed that one based on her reaction, but it went in. It's 39-30.
Yeah, she swished it, but it was weird. It kind of went in the very back of the net. It was a very flat shot, but Doyle off to a hot start to start off the second half.
Fleming now, 3 from the near side wing, and that's not going to fall. And then off the tip, the rebound will be made by Lexi Carlson. Taking the other way, end-to-end, pass it back to Coker. Coker drives from the near wing, and she's going to lay it in around Kohler. What a start, 8-0 run for NIU, and all of a sudden it's a 7-point game. Fleming. Now to Porter, backdoor pass. There's Fleming, no good on her layup, and then she's going to poke it over to McGuff. Nice job to create another offensive possession. Now Velasco, no good on a wide open 3 from the near side wing, and out of bounds it goes. It looked like Velasco kind of rushed that one up there because she was so wide open.
Yeah,
and she saw players running at her.
Yeah, exactly, Caden. Very wide open there, and she rushed it. She kind of stopped her shot. Didn't follow through too well.
Carlson dribbling around, going to get it over. Stonebreaker. Back to Coker, now up top Carlson. Now Doyle, 3 from the far wing. No good off the back iron. Kohler there to rebound it right in front of Doyle. Other side of the floor. Velasco with the basketball, dribbling around the near wing. Dribbles up top. Now McGuff. Back to Kohler. Kohler driving. Now Fleming. Back, and that's taken away. Coker, other side of the floor, now Doyle, 2-on-1, no good on that shot, but offensive rebound is made, and Coker there to lay it in. Use the 2-on-1 to their advantage, 39-34, and Bowling Green is going to use a timeout with 7 minutes and 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. What a start to this half for NIU, as all of a sudden this Bowling Green lead cut down to just 5. We're going to step aside. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company. You can find the latest menu at juniperbrew.com.
Hi, it's Olivia Munn with my shelter pets, Frankie and Chance. Say hi, guys. When I adopted them, I discovered that they both have incredible personalities. Chance's sole purpose in life is to love and to be loved. Frankie is a little bit of a scoundrel and always entertaining. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Humane Society of the United States, and Maddie's Fund.
Long ago, you wouldn't think of galloping on a horse while doing calligraphy, and you wouldn't have attempted to ride your bike while typing a letter. Yet you think you can safely operate a multi-ton vehicle while texting? Behind the wheel is no place to multitask. If you want to BRB, drive now and text later. Lives depend on it.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. The Falcons just used a timeout. Their lead at 5 right now because NIU has started out this second half on a 10-0 run. And the Falcons already turning over the ball now, I believe it 3 times.
3 times, yep. Yeah, this is exactly the start that we did not need here. Exactly what I was talking about. Bowling Green has not, they haven't been slow in this third period, but Northern Illinois has been pushing the ball up the court. They've had a couple of threes, but they've also driven the ball really well to the basket, something they have not done really all game. And as you said, Caden, a 10-0 run to start off the third quarter. Bowling Green's going to need to figure it out here, and if they want to win this game, they really got to turn it up here.
We're waiting for NIU to break their huddle, but another thing to note is the Falcons started this quarter 0 of 3 from the floor just in total, and then you have the Huskies on the other hand, they're 3 of 6, so doubling them in shots.
Yeah, they've been good at scoring here to start the third quarter, and efficient, as you said, as well. Also something that we have not seen from Northern Illinois much in the game here. So Bowling Green, that's another good point. Bowling Green's defense has to kind of lock in here and just be more pressing against Northern Illinois.
Velasco set to inbound it from the 3/4 of a court line right next to the Falcons bench. She's going to get it into Lexi Fleming. 24 seconds on the shot clock, 7 minutes on the game clock. Velasco dribbling around. Now out to Porter. Moves it back. Paige Kohler back to Erica Porter. Jump stop to the charity stripe. 7 seconds to shoot it. Now Velasco up with it. Westall foul. Count the basket from the near side block. Very easy call for the official as Shelby Coker just bumped Velasco. And since they were the only 2 players in the area, you could just see Velasco back away after the little collision. Shot up and good. 3rd personal foul for Coker. It's 42-34 now, an 8-point advantage.
Yeah, that 3rd foul is huge for the Huskies. They haven't had good depth at the guard position today.
Coker dribbling around. Moves it out to Doyle. Take a 3 from the near wing. No good. That one goes off the back iron, and the rebound made by Coker at the charity stripe. Stops at the edge of the paint. Now out to Carlson, who takes a 3. Splash, splash from the near wing. 42-37. Back to a 5-point game.
That is all Shelby Coker right there. Great effort on that rebound, leaping in to get that over a much taller defender in McGuff.
Velasco dribbling around with the basketball. Now up top to Lexi Fleming. Now Velasco once again. Now out to Fleming. Take a 3 from the near wing, and that one is short and no good. And then the rebound made by Coker again. Look at her making scrappy plays as she goes end-to-end and lays it in for the far block. All of a sudden, a 1-possession game, and then the inbound goes right to Coker. Now there's a shot, no good from the mid-range for Doyle, and out of bounds. NIU will keep it.
Shelby Coker is everywhere right now.
Shelby Coker is taking over the Stroh Center right now. What a steal. Laying on her back, getting the ball off the inbound pass, and it is staying with the Huskies right now.
Carlson to inbound it for the end and center. Now Stonebreaker. Carlson to the corner. Gets it back. Look at the back and forth passing. Nickel with it. Now to Doyle. 7 seconds on the timer. Doyle, long 2, up and no good off the back iron. Fleming there to rebound it at the near block and take it the other way. Approaching 5 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Falcons still clinging on to a 3-point lead that was once 15. Erica Porter at the elbow, pivoting around. She's going to get it back to Kohler and stride. No, she can't lay it in from the block. Back the other way. Doyle the rebound. Now Carlson up top. Move it over. And a nice backdoor pass and lay it in. That was Brooke Stonebreaker who put it in. McCray the assist. 1-point game.
Nice pass from McCray. She's been sitting on the bench for a while to come in and do that. Great play by McCray there, and Stonebreaker her first field goal of the night.
Inside Porter, guarded by Stonebreaker, no good on her shot, and then a whistle and a foul. It's on the floor, and that's going to bring us to our under 5-minute media timeout. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, proud creators of Ale Ziggy Zumba, a light ale made in collaboration with BG Athletics and available at Juniper Brewing Company on South Main Street in Northwest Ohio Kroger stores. See details at juniperbrew.com. 42-41, Bowling Green leading just by 1. 4:28 to go in the 3rd.
This is Chaz McNeil, host of The Swoop.
And Raymond Cotis, the executive producer of The Swoop.
The Swoop is BG Falcon Media's sports talk show about all things BGSU athletics.
A rotating cast of Falcon Media Sports Network co-hosts will join Chaz every episode to discuss BGSU sports.
After a 6-year absence, the show was revived last semester in collaboration with BG24 and Falcon Media Sports Network.
After pausing for the break, New episodes will air every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on the BG Falcon Media YouTube channel, beginning with our first episode on Tuesday, January 28th.
Hi, Ziggy.
And stay swooping.
BGSU women's swim and dive looks to get back in the win column against Ball State in Muncie, Indiana on Saturday, January 18th at 1 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to WBGU 88.1 FM. It's 42-41. The Falcons out in front by 1 over the Huskies. And Sam, right now, NIU is dominating this quarter, outscoring the Falcons 17-3 in this first 5 minutes of the half.
Yeah, this has been nothing short of an atrocious third quarter so far for Bowling Green. They have to really, I believe they have to start pushing the pace. Like I said in the break, that was where they had their best offense in the first half. Yes, they missed sometimes, but they really wore down Northern Illinois' defense, and right now they're playing at a really slow pace, kind of going back and forth kind of around the perimeter a lot and getting looks that they're not really happy with. So Northern Illinois has played great defense, and they've also been able to kind of switch offenses with Bowling Green. They're pushing the pace, and they're making a lot of their shots right now.
Falcons at 4 turnovers this quarter after 6 turnovers in the entirety of the first half, 0 in the second quarter. And if you go more in depth, both teams break their respective huddles. Falcons have 3 timeouts remaining. The Huskies all 4, as Tequila is playing throughout the Stroh Center.
Yeah, and if you're Bowling Green too, yes, you just had a 15-point lead. Right now it's only 1, but you are still in the lead right now. You cannot be thinking about the past and nervous about, oh, I just blew a lead. You're still in the lead right now, and they have to kind of go after it here in the third quarter.
Head of the media timeout, Sydney McCray committed her first personal foul. Falcons inbounding in their own ends. Lexi Fleming over to Paige Kohler. 13 seconds to shoot it. Nice move to the hoop, but no good in the layup from the near block. And the rebound made by McCray. Other side of the floor, Blatcher just back into the game. Now up top, there's Lexi Carlson. NIU looking very composed these last 5 or so minutes. Lob it down underneath, and that's loose, but BG cannot get it, and then it's still loose, and then a whistle and a foul. It looked like Kohler was going to get it for a second, but instead it was tapped away from behind by Nickel, and then a foul at the end. We'll see who they tag it to. It's going to be Sydney McCray's second.
Yeah, I believe she pushed Fleming there in the back, or Kohler, excuse me.
Velasco taking it up the floor. Now Porter at the near elbow, hands it back. Kohler to the hoop, and this time she gets it to fall from the near block. 3-point game again at 44-41. Up the floor, Lexi Carlson, now guarded by Amy Velasco. She was guarded by Lexi Fleming for much of the first half. Carlson dumps it inside the Stonebreaker, dribbling around Porter, and she's going to put it up and in over Erica Porter. Back to 1-point game.
Nice hook shot there from Stonebreaker. She is looking a lot better here to start out the second half.
Paige Kohler dribbling around the top of the key, stops her dribble, gets it to Erica Porter now at the elbow. Now back to Velasco in stride, stops. Now out to Jasmine Fern, just back into the game. Falcons passing around the yard. Kohler take a deep 3. Yes! Got it to go for the far wing. Back to a 2-possession lead now for the Orange and Brown.
This is what Bowling Green needed. Kohler has been a force for them today at getting to the hoop and making plays, but she has not scored at a very high percentage. Getting the last 2 buckets to go in, huge for the Falcons.
Blatcher driving the baseline, had it poked away by Kohler. And out of bounds it goes, and with that, Nate Donahue will enter the game for Paige Kohler, freshman for sophomore exchange. Then I believe Alicia Doyle will enter the game for Shannon Blatcher on the NIU side. Inbound goes to Lauren Nickel. Now she's going to drive to the hoop, and no good on her shot, and she committed a foul on top of it. Falcons get it back, as that's her first personal foul.
And you can start to see some of the momentum shifting back to Bowling Green here. The Stroh getting back into the game a little bit.
Velasco lost her dribble, gets it back to Donahue. Dribbling around the arc. Stops in the mid-range. Now passes it over to Velasco. Finds Jasmine Fern. 15 seconds to shoot it. There's Fleming dribbling around the far elbow. Gets it to Velasco. Drives in and puts it in from the far elbow. 49-43. 2:10 to go. A good stretch for the orange and brown. Nickel dribbling around, now drives the baseline, stops her dribble, passes out to the corner. There's a three for Carlson. That's off the back iron and no good. And then Velasco the rebounds. Velasco, other side of the floor, hesitating, moves it out to Fern. Take a wide open three from the near wing. That's short and no good. And back to Carlson and NIU. Carlson moving it back to Nickel, spinning around at the elbow. Double teamed, had it poked away, but not legally, says the official. Donahue, the guilty party of a foul.
Yeah, they got a reach on Donahue.
5-0 run for BG over the last minute 48. 92 seconds to go in quarter number 3. That's Donahue's first personal foul, the team's third.
Yeah, and you're okay with that when she's been doing so good with steals. Let her be aggressive.
Nickel dribbling in from the near wing, pass it over. There's Coker. She's going to drive the baseline, get it back to Nickel, and look at the back and forth passings. Nickel lays it in wide open. Ends the scoring drought of nearly 2 minutes.
The miscommunication on defense for BG left Nickel wide open there.
Porter, now Fern, and the near wing, around to Donahue. Back to Velasco up top. 15 seconds on the timer. 1 minute and 2 seconds to go in the quarter. 7 seconds to shoot it. Velasco with it. Now over to Fern. Take a three from the far wing, and that falls. Jasmine Fern, 52-45. It just snuck in over the front iron. 43 seconds until quarter break. Coker with it up top.
Huge last minute here for BG.
Carlson gets it back. Coker, three from the top of the key, and that's short and no good. Velasco, another rebound. Takes it the other way, 24 seconds. Fern with it once again, gets it right back to Amy Velasco. The Falcons look to try and make this the last possession of the third quarter. There's 11 seconds on the game clock. No shot clock, of course. Velasco dribbling around, 6 seconds to shoot it. Now to the corner, Donahue. 4 seconds, now at 3. Donahue makes a move to the hoop. It gets fouled with 1.6 seconds to go. Nate Donahue, the freshman, is going to go to the line to shoot for 2 as they'll tag the freshman Lexi Carlson with the foul. Not a good foul for NIU.
No, and I like the attack there by Donahue. Like we said in the intermission, she's been one of the players I've been the most impressed with, especially on the defensive end. We'll see if she can hit a couple free throws here.
Free throw 1 is no good. Over this last few minutes, Bowling Green outscoring NIU 10-4 after the Huskies made it a 1-point game. Donahue now. Waiting shot number 2, up and good for the Fort Wayne, Indiana native. 53-45, full court press, and the Huskies will not get a shot off before the expiration of the third quarter clock. That was definitely a quarter of 2 sets of 5 minutes, because the second set of 5 minutes, the Falcons dominated, and they're now back up to an 8-point lead. We'll find out what quarter number 4 brings us up next right here on WBGU 88.1 FM.
You took the first step and quit smoking. But even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
This is how we do every day. We be grinding, and if you wanna come and text us, if you love them enough to turn off your music and pretend like their music is your music,
This is Mommy's jam.
then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Let's play it again.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
BGSU Gymnastics looks for their first win of the season as they travel north to face Central Michigan on Friday, January 17th at 7 p.m. Falcon Media Sports Network will have a recap on bgfalconmedia.com.
Welcome back to the start of quarter number 4 here in the Stroh Center between BG and NIU. 53-45, Caden Knapp, Sam Morris, the Falcons out in front of this one, and we were talking about during break the literal difference between these two teams at the free throws. The Falcons 11 of 14 today, NIU 3 of 5, so there's your 8 points.
Yeah, NIU field goal percentage-wise and three-point percentage-wise have been beating Bowling Green, but the free throws, like you said, 8 more for Bowling Green. They are up by 8 right now. Let's see if they can keep driving to the hoop and getting fouled here in the fourth quarter.
Fern to inbound it. There is Paige Kohler. Gets it back to Jasmine Fern, and then there's ping-ponging it back and forth because Kohler has it up top. And now finds Fern again. Inside, Taya Ellis back into the game. Stopping at the MAC logo, and the paint goes up with it, and I think that was blocked away as it goes out of bounds. Nope, it was not, says the official on the far side, and now the near side official is going to say, let's have a little bit of a chat. And Sam, to me it looked like that was either blocked away by Blumenfeld or she fouled Ellis.
Yeah, one of the two. I don't believe it was an air ball there. She had some strength go into that one. It definitely did not look like it should have just fell like that. Bowling Green has had their share of air balls though today.
They do say Bowling Green basketball. Kohler in to Ellis. Now back to Donahue, and Donahue is going to commit a travel. So go down as another BG turnover. The Falcons had the look they wanted, but 6-foot-tall Blumenfeld really shut that down. Coker with it up top. Now moves it inside. Blumenfeld from the mid-range, no good on her shot. Paige Kohler the rebound, and momentum. They're going to get it ahead, and that's going to go in for Nay Donahue, and she's making sure Paige Kohler knows that she set her up well for that.
Paige Kohler has been absolutely insane with the assists today. That backdoor pass has started off to Fleming, and now that one.
Coker moving up top to Blumenfeld. 9 minutes to go in regulation, and Blumenfeld missed another fadeaway from mid-range. 55-45 still the score. Emily Cecil is in the game for the Falcons, taking the place of Amy Velasco. Paige Kohler possesses the basketball. She's backing away. 15 seconds on the Falcons timer. Now up top, Jasmine Fern. 10 seconds to shoot it. 7 seconds. Paige Kohler dribbling around the basketball. 5 seconds. She's going to drive to the hoop, make a nice move at the block, and put it in. 57-45. 8-0 run for the Orange and Brown over the last 2.5 minutes.
Paige Kohler has taken over this game. Amy Velasco and Lexi Fleming are on the bench right now, and Northern Illinois cannot stop Paige Kohler.
And then a whistle and a foul. They're going to charge Nate Donahue with it as she was guarding Coker. First foul of the quarter at the 8:17 mark. With that, Cecil will exit the game for Amy Velasco, senior for junior exchange. So Carlson will inbound it from the 3/4 of a court line right in front of the NIU bench. Got to get it in 5. She will to Coker. Guarded by Donahue tightly. 15 seconds to shoot it. Coker dribbling around the basketball at the charity stripe line. Moves it out. There's Doyle. Driving in. Now back out. Coker. 7 seconds to shoot it along the baseline. Wessel foul. Count the basket. Boy, did she muscle her way to the hoop, and Kohler will be guilty of that foul. But it's back to a 10-point game.
Kaden, Shelby Coker is putting the Huskies on her back right now. She has pretty much been their entire offense. You talked about Brooke Blumenfeld earlier. She has really been struggling, as well as Brooke Stonebreaker for the most part. Shelby Coker leading the team in points.
15 today. Trying to make it 16 from the line, and she will. So it's a 3-possession game at 57-48. 8 minutes to go in regulation. Jasmine Fern possesses the basketball. Get it over to Paige Kohler. Kohler has 2 fouls right now. Now up top, Jasmine Fern. Velasco now finding Donahue in stride. Find Fern again. 10 seconds to shoot it. Fern dribbling around the arc. Now back to Velasco. Back to Fern. Take the 3 from the far wing, and that's short and no good. It was a deep 3, and then Carlson there to rebound it for NIU in the paint. Taking it the other way, end to end, coast to coast, and she's going to lay it in. Back-to-back buckets.
Great defense on one end by the Huskies, and then coast to coast for Carlson. She has been a great freshman for the Huskies this year.
Velasco stops her dribble at the elbow and then passes it away out of bounds. Donahue was the intended target. 7:09 to go in the fourth, 57-50. NIU now on a 5-0 run as Ellis and Donahue will go over to the bench on the Falcon side. Fleming will re-enter the game, and so will Erica Porter. And then we're also going to see Sydney McCray enter the game for NIU. So will Brooke Stonebreaker. Doyle take a 3 from the far wing. That's no good. Too much power under it. And then a scramble drill for the basketball. It's still loose. And NIU somehow winds up with it. And then the pass is going to be stripped away by Fleming. Nice play by her. Had the Stroh Center in awe. Now Porter dribbling around. Pump fake to the hoop and lay it in over Stonebreaker from the far block.
What a turn of events here in the Stroh Center. Lexi Fleming with another steal that just completely catches off guard Brooke Stonebreaker.
Coker along the baseline gets it out. There's Doyle. Spin move, whistle, and travel. A little bit too good of a spin move at the 6:18 mark of the fourth, 59-50. Bowling Green still leads as the Huskies make a quick substitution. It looks like Laura Nickel will enter the game, taking the place of Sydney McCray, senior for redshirt sophomore exchange. Velasco taking up the floor. Byrne, wide open 3 from the far wing. Yes! Got it to rattle in. 12-point lead.
Huge bucket from Jasmine Fern. She has been their go-to 3-point getter for the Falcons today.
9 points for her. Coker guarded by Fleming tightly at the block, and that's poked away by Porter. Now whistle and a foul. We'll see who they get with the foul. It's going to be Lexi Fleming. Looked like a little too physical when she was on the ground.
Some frustration there for Shelby Coker as she was on the ground. She has really been doing this by herself.
3 fouls committed by the Falcons this quarter to the Huskies 0. Carlson to inbound it. She's going to get it into Nickel at the near wing. Now she's going to drive, stop in the mid-range. Now out to Stonebreaker. Stonebreaker just 5 points today. Carlson possesses it. 10 seconds to shoot it. That shot's blocked away by Velasco. She said, not on my watch. Other side of the floor, and that pass from Kohler is going to go out of bounds. The last touched, I do believe, by Shelby Coker.
Yeah, it's a tongue twister when those two are guarding each other there. Coker and Kohler. Velasco, last person you'd expect to get a block there, but huge block.
Standing at 5'7". Her inbound goes to Fleming. Now back to Fern. Take the deep three, and that's no good. And then a whistle and a foul on Erica Porter. Over in the back, Brooke Stonebreaker was trying to rebound it. Fourth personal foul committed by the Falcons this quarter. Erica Porter's third. She's in a bit of foul trouble. Doyle with the basketball. Dribbling around the elbow, and a whistle, and Paige Kohler committed a foul, says the officials. Her third personal, and that's going to result in NIU free throws at the 5:03 mark. 12-point lead for the Orange and Brown. Second time today that NIU is in the bonus. Shot one for Doyle, good. NIU not the best free throw shooting team. They're 9th in the MAC. As a team, they're 67.7%. Shot number 2, no good. Keeping an 11-point game, and Fern fought for that rebound.
Fern not in the starting lineup, but she has been getting a lot of playing time here for her size and defense, and also her three-point ability. She's been on the court for a while here in the fourth quarter.
Fern gets it in. There's Erica Porter spinning around Stonebreaker. Put it in. How about that? 13-point game.
What a post move by Erica Porter. Only her second field goal of the night. That was a great one.
That's good for mid-range. It was put in from the short corner for Alicia Doyle. 64-53. 4 minutes, 21 seconds to go. Velasco dribbling around with the basketball. She's tightly guarded. 16 seconds on the shot clock. Velasco still dribbling around with it. Now up to Fern. Now Kohler, 10 seconds to shoot it. Kohler now to the hoop, and she had it stripped away out of bounds by Shelby Coker with 7 seconds on the shot clock, 4 minutes and 2 seconds on the game clock, and this brings us to our final media timeout. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, proud creators of Ale Ziggy Zumba, light ale made in collaboration with BG Athletics, and available at Juniper Brewing Company on South Main Street in Northwest Ohio Kroger stores. Details at juniperbrew.com. Don't go anywhere. This one setting up for a good finish. 64-53 BG on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Whoa. The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba,
please be done.
Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
To listen to replays of recent Falcon Media Sports Network's broadcasts, tune into WBGU 88.1 FM every weekday morning from midnight to 3 a.m. Welcome back to the Stroh Center. 64-53 BG out in front of NIU. Caden Knapp, Sam Morris, and Sam. I would definitely say that Lexi Fleming and Jasmine Fern are definitely our finalists for the Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide Player of the Game.
Yeah, Lexi Fleming, 15 points. She hasn't had any points in the second half, but obviously dominant in that first half. In the second half, you could give one to each player. I mean, Jasmine Fern has just been on fire, 3 threes, huge in the 11-point lead for Bowling Green. Also, Paige Kohler, she has not been having the best shooting day, but 9 points and has been having a great passing day with 4 assists as well there for Bowling Green.
Bowling Green basketball after the ball was blocked out of bounds before the media timeout. This inbound goes to Porter. She'll get it back to Velasco. Now a 3 from Fern, a very deep one that's no good. And Stonebreaker, gets the rebound. Now there's a Doyle 3. Splash from the near corner. 64-56, 3:44 and counting.
Yeah, I knew that one was going in before she even shot it. She was ready for that pass, camping out there in the corner for Doyle. She's been a good second option for the Huskies for sure tonight.
Erica Porter with the basketball, now back to Lexi Fleming. She's participated in 31 minutes in this one. Velasco with the ball, and now away from the basketball. Foul is going to be called.
It's going to be on Stonebreaker.
Stonebreaker's second personal foul. NIU's just first of the quarter. Fleming move it in. There's Porter, high dribbling it, go up with it. That's blocked away by Stonebreaker. She entered today with 17 blocks this year. And then that pass is cut off and taken away. Jasmine Fern, full steam ahead. She's going to lay it up and in from the far block. 10-point game again.
Jasmine Fern has been crucial in this one.
Coker has that blocked away. But she got it back, and then a lot of contact. Porter all legal, though, as Fleming takes it the other way.
Back-to-back blocks for Bowling Green. Porter just swatted that out of Stonebreaker's hands. She barely even got it up.
Kohler and Erica Porter picking up a pair of blocks. Fleming with it, pass it out. There's Kohler, a 3 from the far wing. That's short and no good at the 2:32 mark. And out of bounds it goes. Last touched by Erica Porter. So BGSU will go back and play defense. Still up by 10. Two minutes, 31 seconds to go. Carlson with it. Dribbling around. Doyle driving. Now back out. McCray now to the corner with Carlson at the near side. She's going to drive, and Velasco will commit a foul.
A little over 2 minutes to go here. 10-point lead for Bowling Green in the Stroh Center. Crowd still very energized here. And like we saw in the beginning of that third quarter, game can change in a heartbeat. They were up by 15 and they were quickly only up by 1. So they got to close this one out here.
First free throw is good. Remember, NIU in the bonus. Carlson, 2 for 2 trip. And with that, we're getting a whistle, and an NIU timeout is called at the 2:16 mark of this one. 8-point lead for BG. This timeout is sponsored by Juniper Brewing Company, 145 South Main Street in downtown Bowling Green, featuring coffee and craft beer and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. See the latest menu at juniperbrew.com. Kaden Knapp, Stan Morris, WBGU 88.1 FM.
My name is Hunter Hayes. I know myself, and I know my buzzed warning signs. One shot is about knowing my limits, or not necessarily knowing my limits.
I start with one shot to have a good time.
One of the signs that I'm starting to feel a little buzz is when I start solving not only my own problems, but the entire world's problems. When I know I'm going out, I know I'm gonna start with calling for a ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Back out of the NIU timeout. 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go in regulation. 66-58. The Bowling Green Falcons leading the NIU Huskies. Fleming with it now. Pass it over to Fern. Now Paige Kohler take a three from the near side. That's good! Splish splash for Paige Kohler. 12 points for the sophomore.
Perfect press break there for Bowling Green.
McCray with the basketball around the arc, spinning around. Now to the hoop she goes, and then she's going to pass it. And Nickel there to lay it in. Looked like McCray was about to go up with it. She ended up passing, which was the better decision, 69-60. Now there is Fleming, a lot of contact, and she's going to be fouled. Laura Nickel will be the guilty party from Marshall, Wisconsin.
Sandwiched there by Nickel and I believe it was Lexi Carlson there.
1 minute, 28 seconds to play. Falcons 3-possession lead. Velasco gets it back after the inbounds. Second foul by NIU as well. Now Kohler wide open three from the far wing. Splash, splash! Back-to-back threes. 72-60.
What a second half for Paige Kohler here.
Doyle up top to Stonebreaker. Her pass is going to go behind Coker and be taken by Kohler. Look at her. Now Velasco taking it up the other side of the floor. Over to Jasmine Fern. We're under a minute to play at 53.9 seconds to go. And Northern Illinois is going to commit a foul with Lexi Carlson, the team's third.
Paige Kohler now tied with Lexi Fleming for the most points on Bowling Green, both with 15.
Lisa Carlson definitely was not hoping for this out of the timeout. Fleming with the basketball. Clock continues to tick away. 45 seconds and counting. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Falcons. Velasco with the basketball. Velasco full steam ahead to the hoop. Now she's going to pass it over to Porter, and she's going to lay it in for the far block. 14-point lead, and that might have just nailed the final nail in NIU's coffin. 30 seconds to play. Coker dribbling around. She's going to pass it out. Carlson has her three blocked away by Fleming. And Kohler will grab it, pass it over to Velasco, who finds Lexi Fleming, and they're just going to dribble this one on out. 74-60, the final score. Lexi Fleming surpassed 1,000 career points this game. And the Falcons now at 500 at MAC play at 3-3, where NIU 1-5, dropping their 5th consecutive game. Wow. Up next, we're going to have assistant coach Maggie Lucas for the post-game interview, and then our BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide player of the game, Lexi Fleming. Don't go anywhere. This is WBGU 88.1 FM. The Falcons get the big victory, 74-60.
I'm Fuad Reves, a home builder. Did you know there's a deadly, invisible radioactive gas that can seep into homes from underground? It's radon. Breathing radon can cause lung cancer. So protect your family. Talk to your builder. Tell them you want a healthier, safer, radon-resistant home.
Learn more. Visit the EPA at epa.gov/radon. That's epa.gov/radon. This public service announcement is brought to you by the EPA, who does not endorse this particular builder or any other commercial enterprise.
Dad, guess what?
What?
You are going to be a grandfather.
That's great. Not too long ago, moments like this with my daughter would have been a challenge. It was a long road for me to find myself again after Vietnam. It was my neighbor Jim, another Vietnam veteran, who finally convinced me that I could still connect with my family and find that fulfilling life I'd lost. And I went for help down at the VA. If I can take that first step after almost 50 years, I know other veterans can too. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
Are you a fan of BG Falcon Media and the Falcon Media Sports Network? You can show your support for BGSU Student Media by donating at the bottom of the page of stories on bgfalconmedia.com.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Wake up and text. Text and eat. Text and meet up with a friend you haven't seen in forever.
Hi.
Oh, hey. Text and complain that they're on their phone the whole time. Text and listen to them complain that you're on your phone the whole time. Text and whatever. But when you get behind the wheel, give your phone to a passenger. Put it in the glove box. Just don't text and drive. Visit StopTextsStopWrecks.org. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I'm a wife. A sister.
And a grandfather.
I'm an office clerk.
I'm a research analyst.
Dance fitness instructor.
Actor.
I'm a copywriter.
I'm a veteran.
I have lupus.
Cerebral palsy. I'm blind.
And I'm working in a job I love.
I love.
Because I was given a chance.
To contribute my skills and talents.
To show that my disability is only one part of who I am.
Who I am.
Who I am.
At work, it's what people can do that matters.
For more information, visit whatcanyoudocampaign.org.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Hello, I'm Nate Paps. I play O-line here at BGSU. My 4 favorite hobbies are hunting. I love hunting deer and turkey during the off season and whenever I have time off. My second favorite hobby is video games. Whenever, in season when I come home, I like to chill and just relax, play some video games with my friends. Third favorite hobby is fishing. Goes along with hunting, but I love being outdoors. I love fishing, hunting. I love all kinds of stuff like that outside. And my most recent favorite hobby is playing pool. We just got a pool table in our garage, and me and my roommates, who are also on the team, love playing pool. Those are my 4 favorite hobbies. Go Falcons.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. 74-60 the final score. My name is Caden Knapp, and I am glad to be joined by the Falcons assistant coach, Maggie Lucas, and what a win that was for the team.
Yes, that was a good one. We're definitely happy. We played 3 quarters really, really well. Obviously, the third quarter was a tough one for us, but, I'm really happy with how we managed it. We've been in those situations before, and we weren't able to get ourselves out of it. So I think it says something about this team and their ability to kind of get themselves out of another team's run, which, like I said, we've struggled with that a little bit. So, to see us handle that and get back and take care of business was a good thing, I think.
How do you think it helps the positive momentum of this team, especially, like you said, there's kind of certain times where closing out quarters wasn't the greatest. NIU made it a 1-point game at one point, and you guys still were able to pull away and go on that big scoring run.
Yeah, I think that's, basketball is a game of runs. Everybody knows that, and that's, handling adversity and being able to pull ourselves together. But, also now the growth is shortening those runs and not allowing it to get to that point. But, we're a work in progress. That's a good NIU team, and, we're happy to get the dub.
Yeah. Right off the bat, Lexi Fleming surpassed 1,000 career points. What do you think that says to her as a player?
You just can't say enough about Lexi Fleming. She is a warrior in every sense of the word. To see her get that on her home floor in front of her fans, it's remarkable, her story and her grit, her ability to handle adversity and be such a leader and such a huge athlete in the BGSU community. She's something special.
Yeah. You mentioned the word grit. How does this win, you think, speak to the grit of this team? Paige Kohler had a huge second half. There was Jasmine Fern, who also had a really big second half. Multiple players got blocks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, there's going to be a night, any different point in the season where someone's going to have to step up and contribute. And I look at, bench points tonight. I think that's one of our highest, maybe since we've been here at BG as a staff. So, that says a lot about, our players being ready when their number's called.
Yeah, and that depth has just been so big for you guys, I feel, and Coach Emil really getting that rotation down, and it's good to have that next person up mentality as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And another big thing is you guys forced 19 total turnovers, and you scored 23 points off of those turnovers. How big do you think that was tonight?
Oh, it's huge. We're getting up and we're defending, and I think we're getting smarter with our decisions and picking our places and knowing personnel pretty well. So I think that shows in those numbers.
Final question I'll ask you is, how do you carry this positive momentum into Western Michigan on Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, Western Michigan's, they're doing a great job so far in conference. So we got to be focused and locked in. But we're gonna get on that game plan tomorrow and enjoy this win tonight.
Yeah, well, thank you, Maggie.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
That was Maggie Lucas, the assistant coach for Bowling Green Falcons. Up next, we're going to have Lexi Fleming, our Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide Player of the Game. This is WBGU 88.1 FM.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Testing for radon is easy. Just call 866-730-GREEN.
Make it green, green, green.
A message from the U.S. EPA.
On September 13th, BGSU men's soccer's Bennett Painter scored the game-winning goal against Northern Illinois, leading to the team getting nationally ranked. Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer had the call on the WBGU PBS YouTube channel.
Gonna win that one initially. Head up again. Wins the second one, however. Back to lane, back to Painter. That one's blocked, gets it back. Painter! Bennett Painter paints another masterclass at Cochran Stadium.
This has been a Falcon Media Sports Network featured call.
I'm probably okay to have one more drink before I drive home. I'm probably okay. I open the window to stay alert. Probably okay. I just popped some gum in my mouth.
Step out of the car, please.
I probably made a mistake.
Probably okay isn't okay when it comes to drinking and driving. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend. Buzzed driving is drunk driving. A message brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The Western Scrub Jay. I was taking my science class on a virtual reality bird-watching expedition. All of a sudden, Charlie Kane shouts, "Arr! Arr!" He had spotted the elusive black swift, a bird rarely seen in the wild. For a brief moment, Charlie had not the eyes of a 9-year-old boy. He had the eyes of an eagle.
Teachers just have better work stories. Find out how creative teaching can be at teachdfw.org. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
Hey there, I'm Ben Korak, the voice of Falcon Hockey, and you are listening to WBGU 88.1 FM, your home for BGSU hockey.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
We depend on our drinking water supply daily, but where does that water come from? Your water provider encourages you to get to know your local water source so together we can protect and preserve it. The investments we make as a community to protect our water source now ensure we have a sustainable drinking water supply for the future. Visit drinktap.org to learn more. This message is brought to you by the American Water Works Association and your local water provider.
BGSU women's basketball returns home to face Western Michigan on Wednesday, January 22nd. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Lucas Kleinmeyer and Reese Patrigas at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for tip-off on WBGU 88.1 FM.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds, and most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone who
had to be independent and take initiative. And that's how I handle every project I get.
Discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org. Brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
Hi everybody, I'm Jack Hanna. Since I was a boy, I've been fascinated with animals, especially their tireless work ethic. Just look at birds who gather supplies to build nests, or penguins who travel up to 500 miles to secure food for their families. This work ethic is shared by our best friends, canines who perform life-saving work every day. Dogs comfort returning veterans. They work with diabetics, alerting them when there's a change in their blood chemistry. Working dogs are valuable in many ways. So please join me and American Humane in supporting our heroic working dogs. Go to AmericanHumane.org to learn more.
Don't have time to tune into a BGSU sports broadcast? Falcon Media Sports Network will have you covered with live updates of home BGSU athletic events. To follow along, head over to @BG_FMSN on Twitter X.
Know about courage? I learned from my adoptive mom. She said sometimes you just gotta hold on and know we'll get through this. Mom, we are so high up. Hold my hand.
No, you hold my hand.
Here we go!
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to find out more. This message is brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
On Tuesday, January 15th, Bowling Green men's basketball's Trey Thomas scored his 1,000th career point in the Falcons' 79-61 victory over the Buffalo Bulls. Thomas, who joined the Falcons through the transfer portal prior to 2023, scored his 1,000th point on a right-handed layup in the first half of action. His career has spanned over 130 games split between Vanderbilt and BG. He scored 22 overall in the game, including 18 points scored in the second half. Next up, Bowling Green will welcome Eastern Michigan to the Stroh Center on Saturday, January 18th at 2 o'clock p.m. You can join Artie Abrego and Andrew Smith on Falcon Radio starting at 1:45 p.m. for pregame.
As far back as she can remember, Amy loved computers. How they worked, what they could do. They were a challenge. She wanted to learn as much as she could. So she harnessed her passion, and now she's a cybersecurity officer in the military. If you have a passion, a vision for your future in any field, todaysmilitary.com can be your path to a fulfilling career. You have a calling, we have an answer. Find your way at todaysmilitary.com.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
A heads up before something bad happens.
You should not send that text.
Uh-oh. Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can reverse prediabetes and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
BGSU men's basketball travels south to face off against Miami of Ohio on Tuesday, January 21st. Tune in to Falcon Media Sports Network's Tyler Kavlitz and Artie Abrego at 6:45 for pregame and 7 p.m. for tip-off on Falcon Radio.
When someone hears the words, "You have cancer," it's one of the darkest moments in their life. Light the Night brings light to the darkness of cancer by uniting survivors, patients, and supporters in the cause to end cancer. We form a community of hope, raising funds in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. The discoveries made by LLS-supported research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. When we walk, cancer runs. Join the movement to end cancer today. Visit us at lightthenight.org.
Man, I love my kids so much. I once sat for 3 hours in the cold rain to watch her soccer team lose by 18 goals.
I love my kids so much, I once used a tube to suck snot out of her stuffed nose at 3 a.m.
You win.
Love your kids? Love them enough to make sure they're in the right car seat. From toddlers to tweens, visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat to find the right seat for their age and size. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Neil Armstrong waited 6 hours and 39 minutes to step onto the surface of the moon. Jackie Robinson waited 20 months to play his first game with the Brooklyn Dodgers. And even DiCaprio had to wait 22 years to win an Oscar. You can wait until your destination. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Remember the 60s? That's when the U.S. Surgeon General warned us that cigarette smoking causes lung cancer. Well, music's changed, and now there's another warning from the U.S. Surgeon General. Radon causes lung cancer. Radon is an invisible gas that seeps into your home, and it can cause lung cancer whether you smoke or not. The only way to know if radon is in your home is to have it tested. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. That's 1-800-SOS-RADON. Because radon problems can be fixed. Brought to you by this station and the U.S. EPA.
In the wake of a disaster, what one thing can you send that will help people the most? A blanket, a tent, a sandbag, a doctor. Actually, if you send a monetary donation, you send all these things. Even a small donation can make a big impact and can quickly become exactly what people affected by disaster need most.
In the wake of a hurricane, your monetary donation can make a huge difference to those in need. To donate, visit supporthurricanerelief.org. That's supporthurricanerelief.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Welcome back to WBGU 88.1 FM. I'm here with our BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide player of the game, Lexi Fleming. And the BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide provides the latest food and drink specials from local restaurants. You can find it on our homepage, bgfalconmedia.com, or simply go over to our top navigation, mouse over life, and click on food and drink. And let's start with the elephant in the room. You have 1,000 points now in your career. How does that sound?
That sounds awesome. I was just telling Sam over there, it was just really great to get it in one place, being here. I know I've been here 5 years, but having injuries throughout that and achieving something like that, it really makes you proud of yourself. But what you can't not acknowledge is how your teammates come into play. I couldn't do it with any of the teammates throughout my 5 years. But, yeah, that's just the special part, is doing it all in Stroh.
Could you take me through that scoring play with this great backdoor pass and you just being set up so great to make that basket?
Yeah, I think that the girls knew that I only had one more point, so it was really cool to get on the back door. I think we've been getting that a little bit more, been playing a little bit faster, so kind of catching the defense off guard. It was just within our system, so nothing we did any special. But, yeah, we just got to keep doing little plays like that and get us to dub, each one.
Yeah. How did you guys as a team keep up the energy after that so early in the game?
Yeah, I think that we lost a little bit in the third quarter. I know it said, we lost 21-14 in the third quarter. We had to come back from that quarter, just keep playing hard. No, what we did in the first quarter obviously worked. We got to keep doing, or the first half obviously works. So we got to keep striving towards that.
In the third quarter, the first 5 minutes obviously were more in NIU's favor. During that media timeout with about 4 minutes to play, that's when things really kind of shifted. What was said during that timeout to kind of get you guys back out there?
I think it was just like I just said. The first half, we know what we know what we're capable of. Coming out flat's not acceptable, so we know how to start a game. Clearly, we started it well. You got to do that for the second half as well.
And then obviously Paige and Jasmine had really big games. They hit some really big shots, and there's other players on your guys' team that really did great. What does that speak to you guys as a team?
I think that just shows how deep we can go. We needed the girls to step up on the bench each game, and they really showed it this game. It just shows how deep we can go. We can rotate players. We got to continue to do that.
And then the final question I'll ask you is, how do you carry this momentum into Western Michigan next Wednesday?
Yeah, Western Michigan, they're a great team. They're playing well right now, moving the ball and everything, but we got to focus on us. Obviously, we got to come in with lots of energy. I think we have some confidence with us with our, 3 games that we have won.
Yep.
Is that 3 games?
Yep.
Yeah. So we have all of that confidence and everything. We got to continue to do that.
Well, thank you, Lexi, and congratulations on getting over 1,000 points.
Thank you.
That was Lexi Fleming, our BG Falcon Media Food and Drink Guide player of the game. We're going to step aside quickly, and then Sam's going to rejoin me, and we're going to recap all the action that just occurred, 74-60, the final.
Looking for a BGSU Athletics talk radio show? Tune into the Zig Zone every Sunday at 4 p.m., where a panel of Falcon Media Sports Network members discuss the hottest BG sports topics. Only on WBGU 88.1 FM.
Welcome back to the Stroh Center. One final time tonight. Once again, 74-60, the final score. The Falcons moving to 3-3 in MAC play. Caden Knapp, Sam Morrison. Sam, what did you make of this one?
Well, it was a great win for the Falcons. They came out strong in that first half, as we saw. That third quarter was really it started off really rough there, but as we saw, the last 5 minutes was a good comeback for Bowling Green, and it really brought them into that fourth quarter. Like Lexi talked about, they just needed to they got that timeout, and they just brought the pressure back up, and they ended up going and winning it in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was a game that definitely tightened up during that third quarter, and it's like everyone in the Stroh Center was kind of holding their breath. They're like, uh-oh, it's a one-point game, and then the Falcons really used the media timeout to turn a corner and completely flip the script and, really dominate this game outside of that, little 4-minute period.
Yeah, one of the biggest things I saw, you talked about this with Coach Lucas, was just the depth difference between Bowling Green and Northern Illinois today, especially with the guards. We saw Nay Donahue have a good game, especially defensively, a couple steals adding to her total, over 35 now in the season with her. We saw Jasmine Fern get into the game there, 11 points, a couple 3 threes, I believe, by her. So really good job on the bench for Bowling Green, just across the board here. I think that really made a huge difference. And as well, Paige Kohler, she really did not have a good first half shooting the basketball. Came out 15 points in the second, or total, and 15 points total there. Great second half for her, even with Lexi Fleming struggling in the second half. So it was a really good team effort for Bowling Green today.
Yeah, and another big thing was the turnovers. The Falcons had 6 in the first half, 6 in the second half, so completely mirrored it. And then you have NIU, on the other hand, who had 19 total turnovers, and the Falcons scored 23 off of those.
Yeah, that was huge. That was one of the biggest keys of the game we talked about pregame, and they really owned Northern Illinois. That one stretch in the third quarter where Bowling Green struggled, that was their biggest issue there, was turning the ball over, especially in the paint. And they really limited both Brooks for Northern Illinois. Not a lot of scoring between the two of them. I believe 7 points between the two combined. So really good limiting them and limiting the turnovers overall for Bowling Green.
Well, thank you, Sam, for joining me today. It was fun calling my first game with you. Yep. And up next, the Falcons do take on Western Michigan. That is on Wednesday at 7. Lucas Kleinmeyer will be back on air, and he'll be joined by Reese Petrikis for that one. I want to give a huge thank you to our board operator back in the Cooling Center, Nate Hinners, for pushing the buttons and making sure that we sound good here on air. Also, please follow us on Twitter at BG_FMSN or X, whatever you want to call it. And I also want to thank our directors, Lucas Kleinmeyer and Tyler Kavlitz, for allowing us to be on air. And one last time, I want to thank you at home for tuning in to this broadcast. This has been a presentation of WBGU 88.1 FM and BGSU women's basketball, 74-60 the final. My name is Caden Knapp. Have a good night. Stay safe, everyone.
This broadcast has been a Falcon Media Sports Network production. For more BGSU sports news and updates, follow Falcon Media Sports Network on Twitter X at BG_FMSN, BG Falcon Media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and head over to BGFalconMedia.com.